Good evening, my fellow silver degenerates. Tommy, stacking.nyc, coming at you on it must be Tuesday night. It's YouTube night, baby. Tuesday nights, Tommy talks. We talk. You guys talk. I listen. I talk. You listen. We work it out, baby. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Tonight is a special night. We're doing a little bit of a giveaway. We're only 12 people. Holy cow, that's pretty good odds. Constitutional stacker panhandle stacking. Mark in the house. What you want? What you got? Lotus risen. Jefferson. What's going on? Nestor in the house. My brother. Yeah, only like 12 people signed up for the giveaway. But regardless, I'm grateful you're all here. There's at least 12 people in the room. Please smash that like button. Let me know that you like these Tuesday nights. I enjoy doing them. I hope. Hello. Budget Billion Stacker, Dianellis, Double Dog Dave, Nate in the house, Silverport Ryan, my brother. Yeah, so I wanted some feedback from you guys in terms of what you wanted to discuss on these Tuesday nights. I thought you had some great answers. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, what am I going to talk about? People must be tired of hearing me talk. Ugh. But you know what? It's really an honor, honestly, and a privilege to know that you're taking time out of your schedule, out of your life, to come into these forums where we can have an open dialogue and discuss these things. And believe it or not, we learn from each other. I learn a lot from you guys too, and that's really important. I never want to be removed in a way that I take anything for granted. As I progress on my journey, I've done an awful lot. I've been in an awful lot of situations, whether it be with scammers, which is tonight's topic of conversation, or shipping, security, all these issues. Like, I've been there, I've done that, but I never want to take it for granted. And I periodically want to share it with you, because just because I share it one time doesn't mean a month later somebody else isn't going to benefit from that information. So smash that like button. Let people know about the Tuesday nights. I have a good time. Bodine in the house. What it is. But definitely, guys, smash the like button. Share these Tuesday nights with people. Let people know that you're learning something, that we're learning together, that we're coming together. Because, for me, I have a great time on Tuesday nights. And we'll do the giveaway at just if you're in here, we'll do the giveaway at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tonight, we're going to talk about scammers a little bit. And it's an interesting topic. And for those of you that don't know, I've helped people get back thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Now I'm a little bit busy. I don't hear about every scammer. But I'm going to talk about some things that have worked for me. And I'm not going to give away publicly. I'm not going to give away any real secrets. Because there are some things that I do that if it was out there, they wouldn't work anymore. But one of the things I want to start with is there's definitely an old adage that we can all relate to when it comes to scams. Who's gonna say what it is? I want somebody to say what it is. If somebody hit me with it. Somebody hit me with it. I'm waiting. Meanwhile, I'm dancing. My EDM going on in the background. Some European DJs. But what is it, guys? If it's deals too good. That's right. There you go. Magnificent lining. She nails it. Good evening. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. That's absolutely right. So, DYODD, it stands for do your own due diligence. Know who you're dealing with. There are a lot of, and I mean a lot of fantastic sellers on Instagram. John Fox in the house. But things have a going rate. Okay. I know what the wholesale market is, and I understand that there are, believe it or not, cheaper ways to buy silver than even wholesale. Sometimes it's on Instagram and sometimes it's from coin shops. So yeah, sometimes people can do something at a better price than even I can, right? And I'm not even going to consider the fact that I'm in business dynamic versus somebody who's doing this as a monetized hobby. We've talked about that, right? But truth be told, there are deals out there. Absolutely. They're going to be hidden gems. Absolutely. The time you spend to find those gems also has to be taken into consideration. But sometimes you come across that one gem and you're like, man, this is a great deal. Bin, boom, claim, mine. And you just want to jump on it because you say, man, if I don't do this now, somebody else is going to do it. And the person has 200 followers and their first post was 3 weeks ago. Guys, those are a couple things that should raise an alarm, okay? We've all started from the beginning. I started from the beginning, you know? You have to build yourself as a reputable account. It takes time, and trust me, it takes work. But, you know, it doesn't mean that the person's not reputable just because they have 200 followers. It doesn't mean that they're not reputable just because they've only been around for a few months. What's up, Jeff? How are you? But it should raise a red flag for you to do extra due diligence, okay? So you see this American Silver Eagle at $30 when the going rate is $38, and you say, hey, man, mine, I'll take it. I want that, Eagle at $3 over spot when, wholesale is 8 to 10 over. And you reach out to the person, they're like, oh, absolutely, here, send me my money, PayPal, and I'll get this shipped right out for you, right? Here's the thing. One of the first things you can do as a buyer to protect yourself is ask for references. It's the easiest thing in the world to do, but not just any references. You hope to get a reference of somebody you know and trust also, right? So if somebody says, oh yeah, Tommy, I've sold before. I sold to DNLS. I sold to Silverport. Great. Hey, Ryan. Hey, DNLS. Have you ever done business with Stacker X? I hope that's not somebody's actual name, but Mystery Stacker XYZ squared. And, oh yeah, Tommy, it was great. I sent them the money. They sent me the product. Boom, done. We're good. Great. So check some references. Eases some of the burden. It eases some of the trepidation. It eases some of the concerns or anxiety, whatever we may have, because let's be honest. We're dealing with people. Sometimes we don't know where they live. We don't know where they're from. We don't know what they're doing. And I want to add something else. And I should have started with this, earlier. There are different types of scammers. Okay. There's the one type of scammer who is just, I'll say it, a thief. And they're a con artist. And if you want to know where the term con artist comes from, all right, it's from running what they call a con game, right? And the con artist is just a master of the con game. And con, most people don't realize this, is short for confidence. Give me 1 second. It's short for confidence. They build your trust. They might start by sending you one coin, and then what they're going for is the big haul. They might try to, build you up whether you're buying 10 ounces, 20 ounces. Oh my God, I've got 100 ounces for you. I'll just give it to you below spot. Just send me $2,800. Then your money evaporates. So you do have to be careful of that person, and that person is the hardest to beat. Okay, because there's not much you can do to stop an outright thief like that. The anti-stack is bad news. No bueno. So what's the other type of scammer, right? I'm gonna get back into all this and I'm gonna connect it in a way. It's less of a scammer, and there's somebody like who might be on hard times, let's say. So maybe they're in a little bit of money trouble. They're raising some money. They may not have the product. Maybe they can get it. Maybe they don't have it in their hand. And And I've dealt with these scenarios before. And what often happens is they take people's money. 2 weeks goes by, they don't ship for whatever reason, and eventually they do make it right. They pay the person back because they've gotten out of their little rut or whatever. And I don't excuse any of the above behavior, but that person is less a scam artist than somebody who's doing something out of desperation. Doesn't make it right, but it's a little bit different. And you have to understand that in the way you deal with them. And how do you deal with them? Well, to my experience, the best way to deal with them is privately. So in the past, what I've done is formed chat groups for people who were waiting for product or this or that. And I'm not going to talk about what goes on in those chat groups. Some of you actually in here, I think, know what I do. But one of the things you don't want to do, right? And for some reason, this community is so popular and it never goes away, is you put them on blast. I promise you, not one person that I've ever seen who's been taken from money has ever been made whole because somebody was put on blast. In fact, it's the opposite. So in either scenario, either you have a pure scammer, oh, I put that person on blast, and they're sitting at home laughing. They're laughing. Oh, you just put, stacker XWYZ squared on blast. Change name. Mystery Stacker QRP, and they go out and do the same thing. And they're laughing that you put them on blast. That's what they're doing. The person, on the other hand, that's on the fence, that's maybe, and they take your money and they don't have it, but they're waiting for it. And maybe it's 2 weeks out. Or maybe they need your money to float the deal. That's why I'm cautious about taking money up front. I do not like pre-sales. I am so keenly aware of what can happen in a pre-sale scenario. Trust me, they can go bad very quickly. So with these people, the same thing happens. Now, these people have an intention of doing the right thing, right? Ultimately, maybe for whatever reason, they're in a bad situation or something didn't work out the way they wanted it to. And all of a sudden, people are putting them on blast. And they're like, I'm an honest guy. Now I'm on blast. Once you put them on blast, they have no incentive to do the right thing anymore. You've taken a otherwise honest person who maybe exhibited bad business practices, maybe wasn't 100% honest. There's a spectrum here, guys, and that's what you have to understand. And when you put that person on blast, they no longer have an incentive to do the right thing. You've taken it away. And oftentimes, they also disappear. That's what happens, guys, when you put people on blast. The best way to do it is privately with certain techniques. I call it like sort of like a good cop, bad cop. And that's all I'll say about that. On the other hand, the best place for you to be in is to not get in that place to begin with. So we talk about do your own due diligence, right? Ask for references. If you have any questions and you're a reputable buyer in the community, you can ask them to send first. Oh, but this happened, but that happened. And I hate to say this because I've been on hard times many times in my life, multiple times, several times. Several times for sure. And those times, silver's been there for me. I've taken a loss at coin shops in my life when I needed money. So there are times that people need money and their metals will be there for them. They will be there for all of us, guys. But I'm also leery to do business because every scammer has a story. You will see it time and time and time again. The way patterns repeat themselves is astonishing. It really is. It really is. Jam Demon. Big P. All right. Let's see. The one not doing it. Yeah, absolutely. There are people who don't do it with bad intentions. They get caught up. I've seen deals go horribly wrong with very reputable sellers. In fact, I do try to mediate, Steve. You know, you've been there. Long Beach. Give me 1 second. I just like catching up on the comments, guys. As long as they make an effort to communicate, it's understandable that things do happen. I'm cool with it. It's the ignoring part I dislike. Well, here's the thing, right? A real scammer doesn't care. And a person who's in a bad situation, they're going to be almost like ashamed, maybe. There are other emotions at play here, right? Somebody who's an honest person who got caught up in something, they might be ashamed. They might tell a little white lie to sort of buy themselves some time. There is a spectrum here, right? Not all sins are equal, you know. It's just the facts, you know. Not saying any of them are excusable. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But if you understand a person's intentions, you'll be able to better deal with them. You have to know where the person is coming from. Communication is key. Lack of communication, big red flag. Big red flag. Do your own due diligence. Ask for references. Always. Okay. Any trepidation, ask to have them ship first, or use a neutral contact. I've done deals for people where one person shipped me X, one person shipped me Y, and they paid me to ship it to the other person. I've done that free for people. I don't like doing it often because I'm in possession of people's stuff. I have all the risk and no reward, but I've done that for people on bigger deals. So absolutely, you can look for a third party to be a clearinghouse on the deal. So there's ways, guys. Don't blindly send your money, okay? Some of the biggest takedowns in this community, tens of thousands of dollars, were, believe it or not, by people who were around for quite a while. People who were around for quite a while. There was one in Arizona. There was one in Texas. Off the top of my head, there was one in Washington. That was a horrible story. But a lot of these guys, they get put on blast, they go away. That's it, the end. You know, if you, there you go. Okie knows, I've escrowed for people on other things before. JP knows, he's a clearinghouse. But, you know, I don't recommend putting people on blast, guys. I will always be here for you no matter how busy I am. If you're having an issue with somebody, hit me up. Hit me up. Say, hey, Tommy, what's your opinion on this? You know, am I overreacting? The answer is probably not. You're probably rightfully upset. But sometimes the best thing to do is be patient. For the amount of money that goes around in this community, you know, and for all the talk of scammers, and we're doing it now, we're talking about scammers, the big bad scammer. There are millions and millions and millions of dollars a year exchanging hands in this community in good faith and honest business. And the amount of money that is scammed from people is so small. It's so small. So really, if you're doing your own due diligence, if you're asking for references, if you're saying, hey, ship to me first, if you're using a neutral third party, you're going to be safe. You're going to be safe. You know, with me, even, guys, my business has gotten to a point where even if something happened to me, you know, whether it's Alicia or Chrissy or JR, everybody would get their product. Anybody that's paid would get their product. So it's good to know that you're safe and that you can feel that way. Blue Line stepping in on one of those sellers that was scamming. Yes. You know, and there was, and Blue Line put him on blast 1,000 times. And you know where he is? He's on Instagram trying to sell to people right now. It's exactly what he's doing. It's exactly what he's doing. Putting him on blast does nothing whatsoever. JR is a good, smart young man, tech savvy too. Yeah, I'm pretty tech savvy. I got a computer. I know how to turn it on. But yeah, guys, have confidence. Truthfully, on Instagram, beware of these guys. If you know, watch out for the excuses. a couple days go by and you don't have tracking. I'm telling you, this is what you hear. My dog died. There's a fire in my house. And it'll be the craziest thing that it's hard for you to call out. Meaning, like, if you approach the person and you're like, hey, man, how come I don't have tracking? It's been 3 days. Man, my dog died. Have a little sympathy, man. What are you going to say? All right, take your time. That's what every honest person, every honest buyer's response is going to be for the most part, right? Be like, oh, man, I'm sorry. Take your time. Watch out for those excuses, though. Sometimes they're legitimate, but every scammer uses them. How do you say that? Like, it's not good people use them, but scammers use them every time, right? Because sometimes it's true with good people. You know what I'm trying to say? Scammers always have excuses, stories. The stories are great sometimes, trust me. What are your top 3 red flags? I always look at the account first. The first thing I do is look at the account. I want to see that they have a significant following. I want to see they have a following from people that I know. I want to see them engaged in the community. And I want to see that they've been around for a while. So if they have 200 followers, they've been around 2 weeks, and they don't know anybody that I'm following or follow anybody that I'm following, I would say that's 3 red flags right there. Dave brings up an excellent point. Check out their last post. How long ago was it? Have they been gone 3 years and all of a sudden they're trying to sell, 50 ounces and, here's 50 post sales. I haven't been around for 2 years, but hey guys, here I am. Not saying that that's a sure sign, but it's a red flag. Red flags don't always mean scammer. Red flags mean just that. Caution. Pay attention. Ask more questions. For sure. What up, Silver Bean Counter in the house? Poor Charlie Mack. Everybody say a prayer for Charlie Mack. He can't ship because his tooth is broken. I've been asking for tracking for 3 days. His tooth is broken. Sure, Charlie. Sorry. None of that's true except the fact that he has a broken tooth. That's the only truth. All right. No, Charlie is impeccable and one of the people I trust most in this community for sure, 100%. Guys, what kind of questions do you have? I'd be crying too, man. I'm not going to lie. No, first of all, nobody likes the dentist, brother. Nobody likes the dentist. And you had like something major done. So you get a day to cry, brother. The gold color, they're getting harder to find. Those are Osborne Mint, I believe. And I was trying to establish a wholesale relationship with them, and it was on the tougher side. It was on the tougher side just because they're not really set up as a wholesaler. Don't cry, Vicky needs you. Guys, have any of you had any experience with scammers? Ooh. Gosh, that's crazy. Has anybody in here had any experience with scammers? Maybe you've been paid back. Maybe you got your money taken out of curiosity. Have any of you lost money, lost it, and then got it back? Jill. So, Jill, what were some of the red flags that you noticed in hindsight? Did you learn something from it that you'd like to share with us? Maybe. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. We've all been there. When I started out, I had money out with somebody, and I thought it was going to be gone for good. That's okay. You don't have to. Anybody have a bad experience they'd like to share? I sent money to a guy one time, and he I hate to say it, he was a young kid. I think that you ask about red flags. People coming to DMs, you're never gonna be able to make that go away. That's Instagram, That's people who. There are people out there on Instagram that think that price is everything, and those people will never have a successful selling career. I hate to say it. If you think that price is everything, it's important. Don't get me wrong. But if you think it's everything, you'll never be able to build a successful business. Not yet, because I stay with your group of folks. Absolutely. You're safe here. A raffle a few years back, never received the winnings. That's a big one. Don't buy off of any Facebook ads. Be careful. Be careful. There are, Warren, thanks for bringing that up. There are those Chinese companies. That's where they're based out of. And they have what I call, for lack of a better term, disposable websites. They pop up a website. They do a Facebook ad. They collect a couple $1,000s. The next day, the website's shut down. Boom. They open up a next one. Boom. For some reason, what's really funny about these sites, I mean, you want to talk about a deal that's too good to be true? That's the apex of too good to be true. I mean, they're selling like slabbed eagles for like $29.95, and if you buy 5, you get half off. And it's like that's a tough one. But a lot of those guys, it's like, you see it in the price, unfortunately. Your first purchase on Facebook, ouch. You know, Facebook is tough. There are definitely things that go down on Facebook too. Don't want to name names, but someone wanted to sell me something. No clue who they were. Asked for 3 references, and none were people I knew. But you paid them and got products. Young kid and teens. Be careful with the kids. Sometimes they just don't know what they're doing. You were talking to a scammer, and I asked him who else has done business with him, and then he blocked me. Yep. I'd say that's a red flag. Twice, both worked out via DM. There you go, Ryan. It works out in the DM. No, but they slide in DMs, and I see that I feel are too many red flags, and I ignore them. Best bet. Get on Gab. I got to look at it. Definitely got to look at it. Drew me here. Let's see. Yeah, people can buy ads on Facebook and Instagram. I'm looking at it as we speak. You know, I'm much happier personally here on Instagram than Facebook. And I've definitely sold my fair share on Facebook. I've done many collaborations there in silver miners. J-Rod, German silver is a scam too. Brings up a good point. There is that type of scammer also that will sell you fake metals, knowingly sell you fake metals. And we can talk about testing one night. The best way to know if something is real, honestly, if you're dealing with a reputable dealer, you're fine. Fake silver is not as common as people think, but as the spot price rises on silver, it will become more common. Let's see, is it 9 o'clock? I got to pay attention to the time. It's 9 o'clock, guys. Holy cow. We got to do a giveaway. Just a fun little piece, an ounce of silver. I got number 1, Florida Dream Stacker. Can you see? You can't even see that. Number 1 is Florida Dream Stacker. Guys, you must be in here to win. Number 1, Florida Dream Stacker. Number 2, Commerce Coin Co. Number 3, Lions Share. You're in here. 4, Dianellis. You're in here. 5, Nate. I don't see you. 6, Devil Dog Dave. You're in here. 7, Panhandle. You're in here. Magnificent Lions. You're number 8. You're in here. Happy Feet. You're in here. Jill. Tilly Patricia. I think I saw you. You're number 10. Silverport. You're in here. Number 11. John Fox. You're in here. Number 12. I'd say that's pretty good odds. Okay, so what do we do? Dun, 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 bum, ba, da, dum. We go to random.org because I don't do fancy races or anything like that. All right, we go to random.org. Oh, there's one I didn't even talk about yet. All right. One to 12. Can you see it? 1 to 12. Generate. The winner is number 12, John Fox. My friend John Fox. This is going right in your envelope. Man, I'm glad. I saved on some shipping. John Fox, you're awesome. I love you. Go right in there with your Minotaur and your Who coin. Woo, woo. Congratulations, John Fox. Thank you for your friendship, for your support. All right, let's see. So, speaking of games, for those of you that don't know this, take this as a warning. By the way, guys, 34 people in here, 25 likes. What gives? What gives? What gives? I need like 9 people to smash that like button for me. Congratulations, John Fox. I love you, man. Dear friend, great guy, hardworking man in Ohio. The games, guys. If you don't know the person running the games, make sure you do, please. Games can be rigged. Games can be rigged. It was almost 3 years ago. We caught a scammer rigging games. I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you how he got caught. And then you can do your own due diligence on your own. So he figured out that there was a way in random.org to make certain numbers come up. If I wanted to be dishonest, I could make sure that number 6 comes up this time, number 5 comes up next time, number 4 comes up next time. Devil Dog Dave remembers. So this person figured that out, okay? And what he did was he set up ghost accounts. A ghost account is a secondary account, not under your name, obviously. And he did a big boy raffle. You know, it might have been, I don't remember, $40, $50 a person. And if he didn't get 9 people ponying up $450, and his ghost account would win. And he was confronted, and then he technically never admitted that he was dishonest, but he refunded everybody's money. He ran it back to them. So yeah, you definitely got to be careful. Guys, the best thing to do is to know who you're dealing with. And like I said, there's a lot of great people to deal with on Instagram, on Facebook. So the way we found out was by looking at his page and realizing that the people who were winning weren't following anybody. They had no followers, following 3 people. And then, remember, that's always a red flag. Low follower accounts are always a red flag. It doesn't mean 100% that person's bad or nefarious or a scammer, but it's a red flag. So we realize, but this person that keeps winning and that person that wins, they have no followers. And so you start looking through their posts. Wow, these are pretty new accounts. Oh, brand new account, no followers, playing a $50 raffle with person X. Okay, start looking closely. So they had a couple posts up, and boy, if a couple of those pictures weren't exactly from the host's page. New accounts, no followers, same pictures. And then one very keen-eyed community member noticed that on both pages, they misspelled a certain word on both pages. They misspelled the same word the same wrong way. That was it. So now we realized, wow, this person set up this page. This page keeps winning. It was bad. So we put a lot of pressure on the person. He never admitted to guilt. People were very upset. Never admitted to guilt, but he did refund everybody's money. It was crazy. So, there are definitely, reputable people out there doing reputable things. You have to do your own due diligence. Always. If you have any questions, if something doesn't smell right, ask another community member. Don't think you're being irrational. Don't think, It's all in your head. You have a gut instinct for a reason. You have a gut instinct for a reason. So always, always, always trust that. There's always another reason. There's always so many reasons for doing due diligence. Is the guy still around, Silverbean? The answer is yes. And he was called out 3 ways from Sunday. He was called out via live videos. He was called out on posts. He wasn't going anywhere. He said, I refunded everybody's money. I didn't steal anything. I didn't steal anything. I refunded everybody's money. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. So he is actually still around to this day after 3 years. And I don't think he's doing raffles anymore. I think he's done some sales and he's otherwise turned over a new leaf and been reputable as far as I know since. Why does his name always come up? No, J-Rod, the lawn man will ship. Eventually. C-Max games are fire, Phil Wolfie. Indeed. Guys, do you have any questions tonight? Nice, short and sweet night. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to share anything? Punk rock. He's another one not going anywhere. Punk rock, there's a few out there right now that are very dangerous to do business with. Very dangerous to do business with. But that's why we do our own due diligence. That's why we have a community. What's the deal with drop shipping? Be more specific. Kevin, that's a tough question. That's really a personal decision that we all have to make. I don't think there's enough fake silver out there for your average collector to need a Sigma. So I will tell you, believe it or not, of course I own a Sigma. If I test, you're going to be surprised at the answer, and I'm going to explain why. I don't think I test more than 20% of the product that comes in to me. Oh, Tommy, how can you not test more than 20%? Well, the answer is this. Because 80% of my product is one step removed from the mint. 80% of my product is one step removed from the mint, meaning that I deal with mint direct wholesalers. I know when I get it from them, some of these are billion-dollar companies. They're fine. They're testing it. They're getting it from the mints. The mints have extraordinarily, tedious. I mean, they are meticulous in their purity. Any government mint, particularly private mint, sometimes you got to be a little careful. Sometimes, something can read a little bit off. It doesn't mean it's fake. All right. So you got to use your judgment. No. So the 20% I do test, about 100% of that is just what I buy from the community. I buy a lot from the community. You guys know that. Punk rock lives forever. I'd invest in a Sigma if you plan to buy a lot off of many different people from various sources. Yes. You can use several other test methods as well besides Sigma. You can do a specific gravity testing, the magnet test. Honestly, a lot of fakes you can see and hear and feel. Believe it or not. Not always, but the tuning fork. Oh, yes. The slides, that's with the rare earth magnet, right? And it's like, if it's pure silver, it's going to drag, right? I know the slide you're talking about. So, poured silver, I know the slide you're talking about. It works on a magnetic principle. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Silver testing 925. Silver from an unknown source. I would question that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because fake silver isn't 925. Fake silver is going to be copper. So from their unknown source, they got. Give me 1 second, guys. That means they got. All right, you know what? Let me focus. That means they got sterling, and sterling is usually marked. Nobody tries to pass sterling off as pure silver, and vice versa. So I'd be a little bit worried. I'd like to hear more about that privately. Budget bullion. I don't think that app works. I know that app. I've tried it, and I'm like, nah, I don't know, man. If you've had better success, I'd like to hear about it. I was not impressed by that the ping test app. Was not impressed at all. Charlie, I'd like to hear more about that one. 925 is a funny number. Never tried it, just seen it. Not worth it. In my opinion. Listen to all, follow none. If I tell you it's not worth it, say, forget you, Tommy. I'm going to try it, and I'm right or I'm wrong. You might have a different experience. So listen to all, follow none. Specific gravity guy. It feels complicated to me, the whole specific gravity test. Plus, I don't like to math. All right, guys. Anybody have anything they want to say or do or let me know? Now's your chance. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, baby. Just smell it. Just smell it, baby. Smash that like button. Let people know about these Tuesday nights. We have fun, don't we? They're very relaxed. I have a good time doing it. And let me know. So, guys, if you need anything ever, reach out to me. Even if it's just a question, even if it's just for some advice or whatever it is, hit me up. I love you guys. See you on Instagram. How you stacking?